My roommate's boyfriend has been using our apartment as his personal hotel for months. Last night, I found out he's been charging his friends to stay here too. When my roommate Collie started dating Derek 6 months ago, I thought he seemed nice enough, a little too comfortable making himself at home. But whatever, people get serious quickly sometimes. The problem started when Derek began staying over every single night. Not just weekends or a few times a week, every single night. He'd use our shower, eat our food, leave his clothes everywhere, and treat our living room like his personal gaming lounge. His setup took over our entire coffee table, with gaming consoles, energy drinks, and chip bags scattered around like some teenager's bedroom. I tried talking to Cooley about setting boundaries, but she'd just giggle and say he practically lives here anyway. When I suggested he contribute to utilities since he was using them 24/7, she got defensive about me trying to charge her boyfriend rent last month. Things got weirder. I started noticing random people in our apartment when I came home from work. Derek would introduce them as friends, crashing for a few days or buddies between apartments. Our couch constantly had different people sleeping on it. The bathroom was always occupied. Our grocery bill somehow doubled, even though I was eating less because there was never food left. Chloe seemed oblivious to how out of hand everything had gotten. She'd just shrug and say Derek was helping out friends who were going through tough times. But I started getting suspicious when I overheard Derek on the phone saying things like, "Fade man, it's totally chill here and just Venmo me and you are good for the week." Last Friday, I came home early from work with a migraine and walked into what looked like a small music festival in our living room. 7 people I'd never seen before were hanging out, eating our food, using our EFR, and treating our place like a hostel. Derek was in the kitchen counting cash. When he saw me, he quickly shoved the money in his pocket and started introducing everyone as Cully's extended friend group. But Crewley was at work, and I'd never seen any of these people before in my life. That night, I pretended to go to bed early, but actually stayed awake listening. Renzai midnight, I heard Derek talking to someone new at the door. "It's 50 for the couch, 75 if you want the air mattress in the living room. Bathrooms shared, kitchen access included. Just keep it down after 2 a.m. because one of the actual tenants is uptight." I quietly opened my bedroom door and saw Derek handing someone a key, our spare key that's supposed to be for emergencies. This man was literally running an FER out of our apartment and pocketing all the money. The next morning, I confronted Collie. She initially defended Derek, saying I must have misunderstood. But when I showed her the Venmo transactions I'd found on his phone, he'd left it unlocked on our counter, her face went white. He'd been charging people $50 negative 75 per night to sleep in our common areas for over a month. He'd made almost $2,000 using our apartment as his personal business. She had no idea Derek was charging people or that he'd given out our spare key to strangers. When Derek got back that afternoon, Collie was waiting for him with his stuff packed in garbage bags by the door. "How could you turn our apartment into a business without telling us?" she demanded. Derek tried to play it off like he was just helping friends and that the money was for expenses. When that didn't work, he got angry and started yelling about how he'd been contributing to the household and we were being ungrateful. Contributing? I laughed. "You've been charging people to sleep on furniture that we pay rent for, using utilities that we pay for, in an apartment that we're legally responsible for?" He grabbed his bags and stormed out, but not before shouting that we'd ruined a good thing and that his friends would have kept paying for months. Chloe broke up with him that night. She felt horrible about the whole situation and insisted on splitting the money Derek had made with me as compensation for the utilities and food costs. 2 days later, Derek texted asking if he could work something out to keep his business going. He suggested. We split the profits 3 ways and said he already had people lined up for the following week. I blocked his number, but I kept sparent of his messages just in case he tries to set up shop in some other unsuspecting person's apartment. Chloe changed our locks yesterday. The spare key is now hidden where only we know where to find it.